That tight, pulling feeling in the back of your legs when you step out of bed. The stiffness in your lower back when you reach for something on a shelf. Or that moment when you hesitate before bending down, not because you can't, but because something just doesn't feel right anymore. If you're over 60, you've probably felt this more than once, and you may have been told the same thing, just stretch more. But what if I told you that blindly stretching after 60 could actually be doing more harm than good? Now that might sound surprising. After all, stretching has always been seen as safe, even essential. But here's where it gets interesting. Recent insights from orthopedic research and aging physiology suggest that the way we've been taught to stretch may not match what your body actually needs after a certain age. In fact, according to data discussed by organizations like the CDC, nearly 1 in 3 adults over 65 experiences a fall each year, and impaired muscle response and joint instability play a major role in that. So let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why, despite stretching regularly, your body still feels stiff? Or why sometimes, right after stretching, you actually feel weaker instead of stronger? There's a reason for that. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what's happening inside your body and what to do instead. Now, before we go further, let's take a moment to understand what's actually changing inside your body as you age, because this is where everything begins. When you're younger, your muscles, tendons, and joints work like a well-oiled system. Think of your muscles like fresh rubber bands, flexible, responsive, and strong. Your tendons transmit force efficiently, and your joints are cushioned with healthy cartilage and fluid. But after 50, and especially after 60, that system begins to shift. Muscles lose elasticity, tendons become stiffer, joint lubrication decreases, and perhaps most importantly, your nervous system, the system responsible for coordinating movement, slows down its response time. It's almost like your body is still the same machine, but the wiring has become a little less responsive and the materials a bit more fragile. Now here's the key point most people miss. Stretching was originally designed to increase flexibility in already stable and responsive muscles. But when your muscles are weaker and your joints are less stable, aggressive or improper stretching can actually create instability instead of improving mobility, and that's where problems begin. Let's walk through this step by step, because this is where small daily habits can quietly increase your risk without you even realizing it. The first thing many people do is static stretching first thing in the morning. You wake up, your body feels tight, so you lean forward, reach for your toes, maybe twist your back a little. It feels logical, right? Loosen things up before you start your day. But here's the hidden issue. In the morning, your spinal discs are actually more hydrated and slightly expanded after a night of lying down. This makes your spine more vulnerable to strain. When you immediately stretch, especially bending forward, you're putting pressure on structures that aren't fully awake yet. It's like trying to stretch a cold rubber band. Instead of becoming flexible, it's more likely to snap or weaken. A safer alternative? Give your body a few minutes of gentle movement first. Walk around your home, do light shoulder rolls. Let circulation increase before you attempt any deeper stretches. Now you might be thinking, but I've been stretching in the morning for years, and that's fair. But here's a question. Have you noticed that your stiffness isn't really improving long term? That's your body telling you something. The second common mistake is overstretching weak muscles. This one is subtle, because stretching feels good. It gives you that temporary relief. But if a muscle is already weak, stretching it further without strengthening it can actually reduce its ability to stabilize your joints. Imagine a rope that's already worn out. If you keep pulling it tighter and tighter, it doesn't become stronger, it becomes more fragile. For example, many adults over 60 experience tight hamstrings. So naturally they stretch them. But in many cases, those hamstrings aren't just tight, they're weak. And by focusing only on stretching, you're missing the other half of the equation, strength. Instead of only stretching, pairing gentle strengthening exercises, like seated leg lifts or controlled squats, can create a balance between flexibility and stability. And this balance is what protects you. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. The third issue is something most people never think about: your nervous system's role in flexibility. Flexibility isn't just about muscles being physically long or short. It's also about how safe your brain feels, allowing those muscles to lengthen. After 60, your nervous system becomes more protective. It's like an overcautious security system. If it senses instability, it will tighten muscles as a protective response, even if you're trying to stretch them. So, when you force a stretch, your body may actually resist more. Have you ever noticed that sometimes, no matter how much you stretch, a certain area just won't loosen up? That's not just tightness, it's your nervous system saying, I don't feel safe here. So what works better? Slow, controlled movements, gentle mobility exercises, breathing techniques that signal safety to your body. Because when your brain feels safe, your body follows. Now stay with me here, because the next point is where things start to connect in a powerful way. The fourth issue is stretching without addressing joint stability. As we age, joints, especially in the knees, hips, and shoulders, lose some of their structural support. Muscles around these joints need to work harder to keep everything aligned. But if you stretch those muscles without strengthening the surrounding support system, you're essentially loosening the very structures that are keeping you stable. It's like loosening the bolts on a chair that's already a little wobbly. And this is one of the hidden contributors to falls. Remember that statistic earlier? 1 in 3 adults over 65 experiences a fall each year. It's not just about balance. It's about how well your body can respond in a moment of instability. If your muscles are too loose and not strong enough to react quickly, your risk increases. So instead of focusing only on stretching, incorporating balance exercises, like standing on one leg near a stable surface, or light resistance training can dramatically improve your body's ability to protect itself. Now here's the part most people don't expect. The fifth and perhaps most surprising issue is relying on outdated advice. For decades, stretching has been promoted as the go-to solution for stiffness and mobility. And while it still has a place, research over the last several years has shifted towards something called functional movement. This means training your body in ways that mimic real-life activities, standing, reaching, walking, turning. Because at the end of the day, your goal isn't just to touch your toes. It's to move through your daily life safely and confidently. So instead of asking, how much can I stretch? The better question becomes, how well can I move? And that shift in thinking changes everything. Now, if you've made it this far, you're probably starting to see a different picture. Stretching isn't bad, but it's incomplete when used alone, especially after 60. So what should you do instead? Let's bring this together into a simple, realistic daily approach. Start your day with gentle movement, not deep stretching. A few minutes of walking, arm circles, or light mobility exercises can wake up your body safely. Then incorporate short sessions of strength-focused movements. These don't have to be intense. Even bodyweight exercises or light resistance bands can help maintain muscle function. Add balance training a few times a week. This can be as simple as standing on one leg while holding onto a countertop. And yes, keep stretching, but do it thoughtfully. Focus on controlled, comfortable ranges. Never force a stretch. And always pair it with strengthening. This approach doesn't just improve flexibility, it builds resilience. Because the goal isn't to become more flexible at any cost. The goal is to stay independent, stable, and confident in your body. Now I'm curious, have you ever felt like stretching just wasn't giving you the results you expected? Or maybe you've experienced that strange mix of tightness and weakness at the same time. If that sounds familiar, go ahead and share your experience in the comments. You're not alone, and your story might help someone else understand what they're going through. And if you're finding this kind of practical, research-based guidance helpful, consider subscribing. Because here, the goal is simple: to help you make sense of your body and take control of your health, one step at a time. As we close, I want you to remember this. Your body after 60 is not broken. See? Is not. It's adapting. It's changing. And with the right approach, it can remain strong, capable, and reliable for years to come. Stretching isn't something you need to forget, but it is something you need to rethink. Because once you understand how your body truly works now, you stop guessing and start moving with purpose. And that's where real confidence begins.